wants to do is get it over the hole, in or over. He'd prefer it in. He'd definitely prefer it in. So, Marc can play a drop snooker, or he can cover the hole. Cover the hole with two different reds. Problem with the drop snooker, Johl will most likely just touch up behind the red again. Problem with covering the hole, he's got to make sure he leaves Johl where he's done that. Made sure Johl couldn't just pop the red over the hole. Johl can cut this yellow in front of the red. He won't be able to cover it, but... Or he can bounce it out into the open, down near the black, sort of, middle of the table. Yep, that's what he's played, bring it out into the middle. Gives Robbo less options for snookers. And it stops Robbo being able to cover the yellow as well. So it's probably a better shot than clipping it in front of the red, I think. I think Rusty fucked up. Alright, have we got a treat for you folks? We've got the Johl back-to-back Australian champion jumping in the commentary box. Michael Skerry, how are you?
I'm okay, mate. Thanks for the intro.
No worries. You've earned it.
So how's this match been going?
Well, it's been tight. Both players playing a similar style of game, not wanting to take unnecessary risks, very measured.
This match could potentially be like a 4-hour match.
Yeah, it's been a long frame, this one. It's actually... I've just been called up for my match, so I'll leave you with Michael Skerry.
And, all right then. Cheers for that. I think Johl's just flicked the ball in. And he might be committed now to the out. I'm not sure if he's got one or two shots. Tipping, he might have two. Alright guys, I'll just continue doing this solo. Everyone else is playing. So Marc a bit fortunate to get back to the table. I think he might be looking to land on the rail here. Yeah, didn't want that kiss, but there's quite a big pocket down the bottom there, so if you wanted to, you could possibly either play it now, the Jackie, or I'd even consider maybe playing the red at the top and rolling through a little bit, and then playing the Jackie or the cannon. Or possibly even just lay up, put the red over the pocket. But he might be able to do this and get on the ball on the other side. So he's tried to do that. He actually wants that in. So, well, he's in a lot better position than he was 2 or 3 minutes ago, so he'll take that. So the winner here plays Rusty to have a crack at getting into the final to take on Della, which just beaten Rusty 11-1. Very good effort. I think he might be just laying the yellow up over the red here. It's a good shot. So there's a few options here. You can you can maybe nick the red off the rail and then play it with your second shot and pot it and go into these, or even try and get this red on the right hand side. Use your 2 visits to put it over this side of the table and block the pocket again. So you might just see him roll up to this. It's gone probably a little bit too far, the white, but just wants to try and sit the red over the pocket. Alright, just joining me is Justin Siege. How are you, Juz?
What have we got? So 2-all, Robbo and Johl.
Yeah, I said to you before that this could possibly be a 4-hour plus match.
This
It's good reply there.
good shot there by Marc, but this table seems to
A bit tighter.
bring a little bit tighter and bring on the closer matches or the long drawn out matches.
Yeah.
I don't know. It is a little bit tighter than the other main table, but just the splits don't seem to be opening up off the break, and there's not too many runouts.
Yeah. I've actually got to head off. I've got to play. I'll talk to you a bit later.
All right.
See ya.
Mick. And the voice of Australian 8-ball, Jamie Stevens, is back.
I just quickly got destroyed. Thought I was best the rest of the day commentating.
Weren't going to back up the effort of winning the plate competition like the big guns.
No, it's too much hard work. Actually, a couple of boys just actually said you have to lose. I thought that was a bit rude. But this has been going for a while. This match. Obviously, there's been a few tactical frames.
Yep.
Who's on what here? Robbo, I can see on the screen.
Robbo's on the reds here. I don't think he wants to disturb these balls. If he hits his top red, it's going to open up the pocket a bit. So
I think he just doubles this down into play, brings it into the game.
Yep.
Overhit a touch. Probably didn't want it that far down, but still okay.
Ideally, Johl wants to try and pot his red over the hole and leave it, the white, in the pocket. But again, Marc would just try and double his red back. So
I think Johl has to do a similar thing. He has to bring his ball around the angles and bring it up here.
Leave the white where the yellow is and just buy some time, I think. Johl trying to force a bit of a result there, and he's opened it up for Marc. So Johl's just played his yellows here and sort of opened it up for Marc, so Marc's got a bit of a gap to push his red down there.
Yeah, he's got to take cushion first, then off the yellow, push the yellow past the red.
Yeah, he's got to be careful. He doesn't want to pot it.
It's not bad. It just depends on the angle and this ball in the middle. Do you think he can pot this and just play it in such a way where he can cannon the yellow full ball and just give himself a chance?
We're right in line with it now. It looks like a shot he can play, but it's a big shot, especially with this yellow still on the rail.
Johl's denied it. That's how tough it is. This is probably a better percentage shot. Oh, he's flicked off it.
And that's going to be a foul, no?
He's just made the rail. So Robbo, I think he's just going to play for a little double kiss here.
Yep. Doesn't want to hit it too hard.
There's your double kiss.
And he's just set his balls nicely up and hopefully he can attack the next shot.
Yeah, he's slowly taking full control now. I really think Johl should have brought this ball in the game earlier.
Yeah.
Sort of too late to do it now, isn't it? Unless he gets it right up amongst these two reds over the pocket.
Off 2 or 3 rails.
He's got to hit harder than that though.
Yeah. And you probably won't see Robbo taking too much of a risk here. He might just want to bump his red out.
Yeah, I don't know. He's toying with the idea of attacking. Now he's looking at this red on by itself.
Just the problem with hitting the plant, and he's got to hit it at pace to clear the yellow out. And the red could flick out anywhere, so he needs to hit it perfectly.
Yeah, he can't hit it full like he wants to clear the yellow, so he'd have to hit it a bit thinner. I think he's taking it on. He's going to screw off it.
That was the problem.
Yeah, that was a disastrous result. I think you're right, Justin. I think it was a bit risky. It looked simple. It was actually tricky.
And now it's sort of even money again back for this frame.
I feel like I'm watching a replay of last night's match with Justin and Johl.
This match was always going to go like this.
It's not bad. It's actually restricted a lot of options for Johl. Johl's got to be very careful because obviously he's got to hit the balls that are tying up the reds and he doesn't want to open them up too much.
He's got to hit a cushion as well.
Yeah, you're going to see him jack up.
That's a good shot. He's tied up Robbo's red still.
I think Robbo flicks off the bottom of this red, just separates the yellows a little bit, tries to make them congested, open the red up and put the white ball in the bottom cushion.
Yeah, not a bad shot, but I think that red's going to flick. Or that yellow.
You know what he's doing? Oh no, I thought he was going to play the cut and look for the billiard shot off the side rail. This is Matty Bolton special. Looks like Robert's going to take the white ball up the other end of the table. Oh no.
Oh, he's played a cracker.
Sensational shot. I did call that billiard shot, just didn't expect him to play the awesome double as well.
I didn't think he was expecting the double to go in, but he'll take that.
Well, the thing is, if it doesn't go in, it could go anywhere.
And Robbo gets out of jail there.
Yeah, that was a big shot.
Look at the replay here.
Not small.
I just wanted to do a rusty shot once in my life.
He's played a cracker.
Did you see in that one frame I won?
And I thought you missed that black too, Rusty. We wanted Rusty to win, but after we seen him 9-0 down, we wanted the 11-0. We wanted to give him a duck egg.
I thought the floral shirt was going to come straight off.
He's gone with the flower power
Flower power.
for the Sunday.
One thing I do have is confidence.
The hippies have not got a result.
He's won one frame out of 12, and he's still sky high in confidence, Rusty.
Told Travis to blow me out the market. I'll go from 240 to 245. This is Nate for me favourite and cheats me.
So Johl to break, trails 3-2. Big break.
Good break.
I've actually just started adopting the screw back break on these tables. I reckon it works really well.
What are you doing, the stun break, Jamie?
I was doing the stun break, and I just found that things weren't happening, so I started the full screw back shot, and things were going everywhere.
All right. Well, either balls look pretty good, but I would prefer the yellows here. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think yellows are the go. It's just that one tricky one down the bottom right there. Just got to land sort of perfect.
So how I'd look for this out, I'd be dropping the one in the middle over the hole, and then leave myself straight to the yellow to the corner next to the black, and then straight away get your problem ball out near the red there.
Sounds like he's listened to you.
So he just needs to drop this in, doesn't need to do too much with the white, just...
He may eliminate the red that's above the white first. Sorry, the yellow that's above the white.
Yep, it'd still leave him in the same position, just have to drop it in, but I think it gives him more options when he's plays this one and then comes off the side rail for that yellow and in between the two reds and the black. Just played that one.
Yeah, looks good.
And you just want to avoid the kiss on...
You gonna kiss the black there? No.
You want to miss the kiss on the red closest to the middle.
You don't mind kissing the black. You're going to be left with probably a choice of one to the middle or the corner, but you just want to make sure you don't hit either red. Delicate little shot here, but it looks natural. And that's
Played it well.
perfect. Could have actually got a little bit...
He's a bit high.
A bit awkward, actually. He's going to have to probably take the one to the middle, the trickier one.
Check it up or not? You reckon the slide's not too much?
It's actually quite tricky because...
It looks crazy thin on screen, but when we look at the table, it's super thin.
It's nearly going straight into the red.
There he goes.
He's just been called up here. Let's see what he does here. He just needs to concentrate on the pot and leave himself a shot on the red.
It doesn't matter if he flicks the red a little like that. Yeah, he's
needs a bounce. This is
okay. This is just a clean pot required.
Yeah.
You just got to cue through this. Don't try and...
it doesn't look that fine on
the screen.
the screen, but very tough. Very easy to hit this thick. Just has to drop it in and just...
He plays these well, Joel. I think he'll pop this. That was wrong.
Oh, he's hit it too thin.
See, I actually thought he held pretty easy for that because he's overcut that by a mile. The white ball's travelled.
Yeah.
Hits it right.
He's been a touch stiff with that. The shot earlier on left himself a bit awkward, but all right, I've got to go and play my match. I'll leave you to it, Jamie.
Thanks, mate. I'm sure someone will jump in your grave. I just feel too, since the tables are settled a little after the recloths and everything, they're just drifting a little now. You just got to start punching a few more balls in. Just starting to see the cloth grip the balls a bit more now and take them off the line. Just wondering if there's room inside the yellow over the middle pocket for Robbo to sneak this red in. Right behind it, actually. It looks it looks like you can move it, but I don't know if you can actually pot it. So you may have to look for an alternative route to get on that red. This could be a key shot coming up right now. Didn't want a full ball cannon. Wanted to be sort of not Chinese snookered. If he just isn't Chinese snookered here, he's looking good. You can flick the other red out, but now it's a difficult shot. I think just wondering whether he's still going to take it on or not, because it feels like he had made the commitment to make this out. He may flick off the one on the left-hand side and play a bit of a safety. So he's looking at it, he doesn't want to play it, but he's just wondering whether it's the percentage shot to play or not. Maybe he can actually nudge this out of the way and get a snooker behind the other red. Oh no, he's played it that way. Well, what appears to be pretty uncreative and pretty weak is actually a pretty good shot. Sometimes the real simple shots, like just a little tap, can be your best ally. Johl looking for cross table here. Oh, he's missed the other yellow. I'm actually not sure if he's tried to go cross table and hit the yellow over the hole, or he's just tried to make some contact with the one that's on the left side of the table. Either way, it's a foul, and Robbo will be very happy with that. And you have to also bear in mind as well, James has just won. He doesn't have to play again until all the rest of the players are finished. He will be fresh, and whoever battles their way through all this, I know it's only a match or two, but that is definitely a level of fatigue. And if this match has already been going for a long time, there's only 5 frames in, if this match continues at this pace, one of them's going to be pretty drained at the end of it, whoever wins, and has to play straight up again against Rusty. And Rusty says he's fresh as because he wasn't on the table for more than about 8 minutes. So pretty much Rusty's in Jimmy's seat as well. They're both fresh. So a good shot there from Robbo. Now he's just going to, I'm assuming, just disturb this and make the red available. Good little promotional shot there from Robbo, and just it's still a little dodgy. The ball over the hole, you just think it's really simple, but you've got to play it, cue it well to get position.
They beat Melbourne.
Good shot coming up here, or required here anyway. Played that beautifully. And we'll certainly take the ball left-hand side of the table now. So one good pot here. And that's no problems there. And one would assume he'll just drop this in, just slide past the yellow, play the black in the corner, may go up and down. Rusty would definitely go up and down here, wouldn't you, mate? You play it soft? So he's decided to stun and get centre table instead, which is nothing wrong with that either. And that is in. Robbo takes a 4-2 lead. Johl looking just a little bit not happy about the situation, but hard to tell a lot of the time with him. Doesn't show a lot of emotion. And Robbo gets the break as well. All right, let's see how Robbo breaks. Big break. Screw him back to the bottom rail. I reckon that's the flavour at the moment on these tables. Screw him back to the bottom rail. It just seems to be generating huge splits. Initial feelings are yellows, but there's just that one to the left-hand side of the table, sort of near the middle pocket. Looks really tough to pot. Just wondering if Robbo can get through to the yellow that's just really close to the baulk line. If he can play a stun shot off it, get himself an angle on the ball that's right over the middle pocket, and then maybe disturb the other one. Because to me, even though it's off the cushion a little bit, it's a decent enough distance down the table. I reckon he's just going to nominate this and play it safe. Yep, he has. And that's a pretty clever shot. Now, Johl does have this red down the bottom end of the table. He might be able to just sneak it past the other yellow, put it over the pocket. But having said that, that might not even be possible. He may have to hit it too thin past the yellow that it doesn't even catch the jaws of the pocket. So you may have to come up with something a bit more creative. Possibly flick off the red that's just to the right of the black there and try and take the white off the bottom and side and bottom cushion in behind the yellow. I don't know about this shot because I think he's going to try and kill the yellow to the reds. He's missed it. Good thinking. If he gets it right, he keeps himself alive, but I think now Robbo will probably have a dip here at the clearance. Johl did leave him really close to that yellow. It's not touching, but it is quite close. So he's either got to cue across it really thin or jack right up. I think the real thin cue across is not too bad. I think the white will travel between the yellow and the red. As long as you don't hit it too hard, you should be able to keep yourself on the other ball in the middle. But he might be able to get through to this one in the corner, which is a bonus. And he can. And now it's all about this ball that's, he's just eyeing off now, the one that's the white ball's closest to. If he can just get on this yellow net, if he can either take it now or he wants to get on the corner that he's standing there at the moment. But Robbo recognising this is the problem ball, I'm going to eliminate as soon as possible while I've got a decent shot on it. And that is missed by a decent margin too, I might add. I just saw Robbo walk back to his chair, calm on the outside, but you could just see that he wanted to snap his cue in half on the inside. Not that it was his cue's fault, but you get my gist. There has been many a cue snapping affair this weekend as the pressure's really mounted up. The frustration has set in for missed balls. It's been your standard sort of high level pool comp where things are going bad for players. You see little bits of emotion. But Johl just working out what to do with this opportunity that's been given, but probably didn't expect to get. It's a good opening pot. He's got a really good angle now on the ball over the middle, but he's also got a good angle on this one to screw back for the problem red as well at the bottom of the table, so I feel that he'll take that. The other ball over the middle is always going to be available. So Johl now just checking his angle. He just wants to just leave himself an angle for the perfect flick down of the red down the cushion. And you've got to be careful with this. This can go wrong. If he hits it too thick, like a half ball cannon, he could actually end up on nothing. I'm talking about the shot after this one, of course. I reckon he's going to pot this and come off the bottom cushion. Just bring himself out a little bit, just so he can get a little bit more left side of the table. There you go. And that looks like a really good angle, just to pot this thin and cannon the red down the rail. This can still go really wrong, because if you happen to cannon the red past the other red and the white ball comes off the cushion a bit, you might actually leave a really awkward plant. So this looks really simple on screen. This can actually go wrong if you actually analyse it. So you've got to get the right contact here. Well, I'll tell you what, I don't think he's played exactly for that, but if he has, he's a genius. But it's worked out good all the same. Well, there's the risks associated with just trying to cannon balls. They look fantastic when they work out, but when they don't, they create lost frames. And given these tables have been pretty generous, one would have to wonder if it was better to stun up the table and get behind that red and just trust your action to bang it in. Just don't know if this will go or not. If it's off the cushion, it means you can probably flick it in, but it's got to be played absolutely perfect. He's having a dip at it, so it must be off the cushion just a touch, enough to be able to pot it. Oh no, he didn't think it was, so he's gone for the cut up the rail. And as so often is the case, catches the jaw. It's really amazing how you can catch a jaw on a shot like that when it's already on the cushion. How do you cut a ball where it's already on the cushion to make it go into a jaw when it's going away from the cushion? It doesn't make a lot of sense theoretically. Good shot there from Robbo. He's just making sure he can bring his white ball back up the table for the ball over the middle pocket. And he can come down for his last ball that's just at the bottom of the table here. So we'll probably either see him stun this or probably just play it with a bit of left-hand side. Doesn't want to be on the cushion, so he might just use some left-hand side just to widen the angle down the table. There you go. And you would think you play the black in the middle. So Robbo extends his lead to 5-2. Looking pretty solid at the moment. So he's just taking a quick break. Alright, so Robbo's back. Joel's just going to wreck the balls. It's his break. You see again, white ball getting taken to the back rail. It's honestly do if think that if there's a player struggling with their break at the moment and they employ that break, 11 more Johl, even though Johl hasn't put anything in there, he sort of stunned more to the back rail there rather than deep screwed it back. So Robbo just deciding what balls to take. I think Reds looked a choice to me. Nice easy starter. And they're all actually available in one way or another. Just some of them you need to land behind quite neatly. I think this one at the bottom of the table where the two yellows are is just a touch tricky. Although I'm pretty sure it will go to the bottom right corner. And just the one on the right hand side of the table, closest to the centre pocket, just need to get right behind that just for a little trickle into the middle. Other than that though, everything's pretty open. Some good navigation of white required. This is certainly one of those shots because he's sort of looks like a bit of half ballish. He's not even playing, he might not even be on it. So it looks like he's going to play the red off the yellow. Offside cushion than the yellow. No, just bringing it out, playing a safety. Well, that's typical Marc Robertson stuff, that. Just bringing a dead ball in open play, leaving a dodgy shot for your opponent. But it's amazing. I felt he played a similar style early on against Mick Hill, and Mick Hill just wrecked him for it. So it just shows sort of the difference. You can't sort of always do that. I don't know if Johl will be happy with that shot. Just giving Rob an opportunity to go out now. Sort of hit the point in the match where he's got a good lead, doesn't want to blow it, so just taking his time, trying to work out exactly what he wants to do. Well, that has actually worked out more perfect than if you could have picked a white ball up and put it somewhere with your hand. That's how ridiculously well that shot's worked out. And he actually put his hand up in an apology because I think he realised how awesome that result was. Because this problem ball is no longer about to be a problem ball. So still a little tricky because he's got to get the white ball back out and have a pot on. And ideally you'd like to be on the ball at the top right corner, but there's another one in the way. I don't think it passes. Maybe it does. Oh, it may pass the one that's sort of central of the three. Well, he's brought the wide out. Hasn't given himself a shot on the two at the top end, but has got a shot on the one that's sort of near the middle pocket, but it's pretty tricky. It looks actually a lot straighter than what it is on camera than what is on the table. It sort of goes close to in off, but I think he just hits the jaw. Now, hitting the jaw is not necessarily a good thing because it'll pull the white ball sort of back down table. And if this red doesn't pass the other one, that's not going to be good for him. Sabi's just to have a massive burger. I say thank you. I think Robbo's actually managed to hold for the bottom ball. Well, he's just sort of stood up. This is where we need player cam. Just stick a camera on their forehead so when they go down and look at the shot, we can tell. So he's just checking now. It must be really tight. Nick says flick it off the yellow. It's near the pocket. That's actually pretty tricky though. The yellow's a mile away from the pocket, Nick. It's natural. This is why Nick and I are no longer in the tournament, because that's natural. Well, you might use a little bit of right inside just to bend the white a touch around the other red. Yeah, that's what he's done. Well played. You can actually see, if you rewind, you'll actually see the white ball spinning there. Good shot there from Robbo. He's cannon the yellow perfectly as well for a very simple black, and he will extend his lead 6-2. And this is starting to become very ominous for Johl. He needs to get a move on. So another big break from Robbo. Now, I know I've said it like probably 6 times already during just this match that I've been commentating, but the screw back break is the key. Full power screw back break, get on it on the miscue tables, or miss out on large breaks. Opening shot from Robbo here is not a simple one. Got to play the double. Look at this. This is what happens when you're feeling awesome. You're 6-2 up. You're feeling great. I'll just double and promote. Same shot and produce a very gettable out. Just a black ball now to deal with. And you can just see Robbo lining up now if you wonder what he's doing. He's just checking exactly the angle that he needs to just land naturally on this red and just cannon the yellow. Not the black, but the yellow, and push the black probably 3 inches to the right of where it is now. Make it available at the bottom right corner. And he's got 3 balls over the whole top end of the table. And that is not the angle that he wanted, I don't think. Well, actually, hang on. I'm looking at the table. It looks a lot better than what it does on camera. Looks pretty good, actually. Only danger is flicking the yellow too thin. Dan's trying to get the zoom in, but he may not quite get... Oh, he's just got it. Here we go. Good work there from Dan. But look at that. He's missed the pot because he focused so hard on the cannon. And that is an error. McScary's just finished smashing up another opponent. Come back to commentary. Welcome back, mate.
How are you? What's going on here? Last I left, it was sort of 2-all.
Yeah, Robbo's extended the lead quite nicely. He's playing pretty solid. Not really making any major mistakes. He just made sort of his first big blunder just then. Johl's just tried to flick that full ball, that yellow. It has missed it.
So, I guess there's only 2 matches away from the major grand final, and you don't have to beat the opponent twice now, just once. Race to 13, so it's a massive match here, and potentially playing for thousands of dollars as well. Not that money's really the aim here; it's more the trophy.
I think you're right, Mick. While the money is attractive and certainly gets some entries, I think the prestige is the big thing, and it's just, I think it's an important part of big tournaments, that the prestige is the main factor.
Yeah.
Prestige is everything, really. Money is a bonus.
But if this trip was, if first prize was $2,000, it wouldn't be as prestigious.
Exactly.
You know,
so the greater the prize money, obviously, the more prestige that is injected into it.
That's right.
But I'll tell you what, I've heard that the Out of Bullets comp at Anzac Day is an extremely prestigious tournament to win. And I'm the only winner of it.
You just win them, yeah?
I just win.
You just win.
So good shot there from Johl. He's just restricting Robbo's options.
Not sure if Marc can actually come off the cushion now and remove the red.
I'm just looking at this. It's actually, he's got like not much red to hit off the side cushion. Not at this angle anyway. It's a very difficult shot.
Well, if he wanted to, he could play the ball over the pocket, come across, and then use his 2 to get it out.
I think that's a better option. But Robbo, well, I think maybe you would suspect he's looking at that option now. I think this is a better choice. I think coming off the side cushion at that angle is so risky. Yep, and that's a much better.
Yeah. So now we can probably have a free shot at maybe doubling this. A soft double down towards the bottom left-hand corner and play with a little bit of top and get the wide out, so you're always pretty much on the bottom right one. It only needs to come a few inches forward, but so if it goes in,
doesn't actually want this to go in, actually, to make life a bit easier. I think that's a better result. That's actually a tough shot. Chinese snookered, even though you've got 2, it's a tough shot that can go really wrong. Like you can hit it full, not be on it. That being over the pocket like that is way better, even though you've only got 1 now.
Dan. I've stopped breathing.
So good. Would have liked to be off the cushion a little bit there. This is actually a little tricky. He may just drop this in and play the black long. I mean, we know these pockets are fairly generous up the rail.
This table's a bit tighter. He'd probably stun into this.
This table's a bit tighter, you reckon?
Yep.
I don't know. Look at the result now. I would just rather just get behind it and play it up the top. Remember how tight the table is. If you hit it right, it's going to go in, isn't it?
Sometimes.
And it's going to sit over the kick if you miss it. This is way more missable.
Did you just have a burger with onions in it? So you play like a soft drag and try and do this.
Oh, this is a sensation. It's not going to go in.
Rolled out too.
Oh, Robert nearly falls over in emotional distress.
It actually rolled out.
Now, Johl is faced with the potential chop up or a potential good out. He needs to do something about this yellow that Robbo's covered. This could be the shot.
I think he's just got to knock this out and go game. Not like that.
No, he's caught it. He's caught it too thin.
Right, I'll stop then.
I reckon it's him because he joined and then suddenly it happened. Joel's actually not left himself amazing here either. He's off angle on all sorts of balls, so does have this one in the middle. Can play a screw shot off it, but I don't know if he can get enough on it to get behind the yellow. So he may have to go uptown for his other two balls here. And that's what he's doing. So this is shaping up to be one really, really good positional shot at the end here.
He obviously wanted to be higher so he can play his second last ball and drift down the table.
Float.
No, I say drift. I'm drift.
You're drift, I'm float.
What's the difference?
Well, drift, you go in like a U-turn, and the white ball just doesn't do that. But if you just float down there,
Drift U-turn?
yeah, when you drift, you don't go dead straight. You go sort of around.
I'm drifting.
I'm floating. I guess so. If you're floating, that means the ball's leaving the table. But
Ghostbusters.
according to physics, the balls aren't really touching the table. So there you go. Even though the balls are on the table, they're not actually touching the surface. Apparently there's the smallest gap between things that touch one another. There's always the smallest of gaps.
Because of like atoms and stuff.
I learned that in year 12.
Well, I can't wait for someone
I could be wrong because I did fail physics pretty badly.
I can't wait for someone to tell me a touching ball then.
Oh, that's
Johl,
missed by
is he
14
off?
foot. It was a tough shot, to be fair. You had to get really good white ball as well, and there was a lot of focus on that.
But he did hit it thick and it was nowhere near it. But
Yeah, he had to hit it thin.
yeah, a shot like that, wouldn't you sort of more try and, in a way, hit the black at the bottom? Because if you get down there and stop, you're pretty much fat on your
play
yellow.
for the in-off.
Yeah, play for the in-off. If you get it, well, bad luck. You're a good player.
Well, it's better than doing that. And yeah, Joel's in trouble now, 7-2. This is becoming a bit of a slaughter fest.
So how do you think Rusty's going to shape up in his next match after the last last match? Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about his game. No, I think.
Do you think the shirt
I don't
gave
think.
it away?
I think he'll just forget about it.
Yeah, double chance.
It's like I've always said all along with Rusty, when he's playing another elite, if they get to take their chances early, and he doesn't, he gives them chances and then he gets punished for it.
Yeah.
Then he just gets crushed.
He was
You don't see
saying
it very
earlier.
often.
He was saying earlier before the match that he's pretty stoked to have been in the top 3 like the last sort of 7 or 6 times he's played in these things, like big guns and Western Nationals, and like he's always been up there.
Yeah,
he's pretty happy with that, and I would be too. You know, it's so many good players out here, and he's always up there.
Yeah, he's a good safe bet to reach a certain point in a tournament. So one would imagine, although I can't see much of the table anymore, but I think that reds are
It's my shirt that he's wearing too.
your shirt.
And he brought He brought one shirt and goes, I'm just going to buy a few when I'm down here.
How does the Hulk fit into the Michael Scary shirt?
Because I'm now the new Hulk.
You're the new Hulk.
No one knows it yet. It hasn't reached.
So what was there, a touching ball?
Must be touching.
And he's nominated reds, has he?
Yellows.
Yellows. And I actually seem to think last year it started raining around this time as well in this tournament. And it did, because I remember it was really loud because of the tin roof. And we had to speak up because we couldn't hear ourselves talk. And I'm sure you guys can hear that now at home. Just big noise. Apparently it just rains last day of Western National Tournament. It just does it. And I dare say things are going to get really humid soon.
Yeah, balls are gonna become very sticky.
Yeah, they're going to get lots of kicks. That was really weird. It just poured for about 20 seconds. Gone.
Dan, is this recording this?
It's a good shot there from Robbo. Has given himself a really good opportunity here to go game too, because the real problem ball is one just above the black. It doesn't seem to go anywhere at the moment. I could be wrong. It might actually sneak past to the bottom right corner. The red might not actually be in the way. In fact, I've just looked at the table and there is at least an inch gap between those two balls, so I would suggest it is on. So all balls are actually on. It's just, once again, as we've said so many times, a white ball navigation. Wow.
That's a good shot.
I don't know about that shot actually.
Well, sort of.
Mick says it's a good shot. I think it's a bad shot.
I don't think the yellow was meant to land there exactly, but
Do you not think that was on though, the pot, if he had been on the right side of the table?
he did actually mean to leave the white there, because this next shot's extremely hard.
Yeah, I understand that, but I just think, well, Johl can actually get a bit of, he can actually get to this flat, which is a bonus. Well, I think that's not a bad result either. I think he would have liked it in, because I do think that he would have had a dip there and gone game.
Yeah, that red goes down the rail really easy.
Yeah. The tricky one's the one just near the black to the right of it.
So Mark's pretty much in recovery mode here, just trying to hang in there for a few more shots to try and get himself back in his frame.
I think he's going to put this over the hole even neater. That's exactly what he's going to do. Sits it neater over the pocket. Surely Johl plays the ball up the rayon here.
But then Robbo will just probably give him 2 and cover the left pocket. Sort of baiting him a bit, I think.
Yeah, the thing is, there's really only one ball down there. The rest of them go to the other pockets. So he's only got to deal with one ball and maybe the black, but the black goes to both middles as well.
I know Joel's not having any
So
part of that.
I don't agree with this shot either. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm a big advocate for potting balls over pockets. But I just feel that... Yeah, look, you know what? I've reevaluated. It's a good shot. It's really tricky to go out in 1 here. In 2, sorry.
Well, you need 3 visits with this out.
I think you're right. I think you do. You know, it's actually funny if you just said, you get 3 visits this frame, and you end up in a situation like this, they go, oh, I need 4.
Actually, do you think there's a double on? Like the punch double?
Yeah, I reckon there is. I reckon you're right. But Robbo's actually trying to get everything out in 1 shot here.
Just double back and then screw into the black.
Okay, changed his mind. I thought he was lining up a different shot than that. Don't think that's actually amazing though. Does he put this back over the hole? Since Johl pot it before, not much has changed.
Well, you don't want to put this over the hole because it might go in. Just make sure it hits the top rail so we can't run it down. Or do a bit of smothering. Hit your 2 yellows towards that side rail. Force him to bring the red out.
So yeah, he did that well. Now, will Johl pot this one as well? Given that not a hell of a lot's changed. I reckon he will, because not much has changed. There's still 2 balls over got to be dealt with, and you can keep him off one of them at least for the shot. You're still relying on him not making that punch double that you were talking about earlier, because that's on. Now
But he's actually, if he does give Mark 2 here, Mark has a low chance to actually go game. But there's nothing wrong with just getting this red out.
Well, that's pretty interesting, because I said that the shot before and you didn't agree with it. Not hit awesome.
I think Mark can bump the red over there.
I think he's in trouble, Mick, to be honest.
What's this?
I think he's in a bit of trouble here. I think you're almost getting to a point where you've got to try and commit to something.
Yeah, maybe play the one over the pocket now and go into the ones on the left.
Yeah, like...
Or even just get in there where he pointed. But probably do a bit of a, not a loose shot, but a... You need to make something happen here, I think.
Yeah, I think he's recognised that he's actually in strife. Oh, he's sticking to his guns and playing safeties.
That's a good shot.
That is a good shot.
Just keeping it simple. Something Mick Hill would have done. Just keeps the white in these spots where you can't go for shots.
Yep.
So
Joel's just going to push the yellow dead to the left side of the table. That's a good response. And Robbo's probably just now going to be forced to play the smother.
Well, he's kept himself in it this long.
must give a shout out too. I haven't done much commentary the first sort of day and a bit because I was playing pretty much the whole time.
Winning.
All I've been doing is just winning, that's right. But I actually did play the entire day the first day and the morning the second. And it was great to see that every time it's really weird because I look over here a lot to see if someone's on the mic just because, you know, if you get in the live stream, it's just so much better to have commentary. And I was happy to see that just about every time I looked over here, there was someone on the mic, at least one person, usually two, having a crack, and that was great. And I'm sure that everyone at home appreciates that as well. So a big shout out to I know a lot of WA locals have helped out there as well, and that's fantastic. And in fact, the WA guys have been fantastic to me over here. I'm sure they have to others as well, but dropping me food and drinks and just without me even asking, just bringing stuff over to me and showing me around. It's just been fantastic.
Tell you what, Johl's got to be a little bit careful here because he could probably find himself in trouble in about 2 shots time.
You reckon red on the back of the yellow, Mick?
Yeah, but you gotta try and smother something else first as well. So basically,
I just wanted that closer.
yeah, he hasn't landed where he wanted to. He wanted to get the black over there, I would say.
Oh, I think Robbo likes the idea of this red just above the black. Play it on the back of the yellow, and then you've got 2 reds over there that are sort of a bit dodgy.
I'm pretty sure he wanted the black.
I don't know if the black goes clean onto it, does it?
He's not on it.
No, but I'm talking about, does it go past the other red if he was on the black?
Yes.
It does?
Easy.
You're probably right then. You probably did want the black. He's going to have to settle for the red, I think. Got to be careful this shot. Otherwise that happens. You must never catch right side of the ball there. There was so much going on with that shot though too, because he was making sure the white ball was travelling to the black to keep him off the balls in the middle and only leaving the ball at the top, and I don't even think he succeeded in that, but that was also in his plan.
Yeah, he wanted the yellow to sort of double kiss and sort of get pushed over the pocket a bit, so he didn't leave a gap.
Yeah, that's right.
So he took a bit of a risk there.
But you know what? He was actually in all sorts of trouble.
Yeah, and he stayed in it for another 10 minutes.
Yep, he stuck in it, had a chance, just didn't execute properly. You know, like it's all about execution of key shots and tactical frames that win or lose frames for you.
And this kind of pull takes it out of you as well. So, you know. And if Johl was 7-2 up here, he'd probably already run this rack.
Yeah, exactly.
And that first shot that he played, the reds wouldn't have landed dodgy. You know, just things just happen for you.
Yep.
He's going to screw back into this red or move the ball out the way. This is where I think you're going to make the decision, Jamie, to sort of half ball this red and just drift up the top of the table, not float, and then just use your visit and then just roll the rest of the reds in.
Yeah.
If some people might try and smack this red in and still get position and then find that they've killed the red. So just use your visit now and you pretty much a massive favourite. If I'm Marc here, I'm hoping that Johl has a crack at trying to pot this red and land on his balls at the top. But surely Johl won't do that.
No, and you're right, he's doing exactly what you said, he's promoting the red first. Probably could have promoted it a little better than that, but that's fine.
That first red goes, which I'm pretty sure it does.
Yep.
Yeah, he's fine.
Yeah, he heads up the table for the ball up the top after this shot.
Just got to make sure he doesn't hit that second red and kill it.
And as long as he doesn't land straight on the ball at the top, just any angle is going to be fine.
Yeah, so make sure you hit the top rail. Oh no, that's fine. It's got a good angle too.
Well,
takes one near the black now.
No, yeah, well, he probably will. You're right. We want to draw back a little bit though. Just like to get nice and straight on this red, so he can just stun out of touch. So he'll just pull this out of touch as long as he's not trying to snook himself on the yellow. You want good queuing at the black, which is for a nice, fairly straight black. There you go. And Johl has reeled one back after a very long frame.
One next door.
So Robbo now to break.
So there's a lot of positives, obviously, with that frame, with Marc losing that. Like we said before, he did make Johl hang about another 10 or 15 minutes before he won that frame. So it's sort of a win for the guy that lost that frame as well.
Yeah, and it's, like I said, he had a chance to actually control the frame, and then just the execution at the end just let him down a touch.
But he gave himself that chance, and
exactly.
that's all you ask for.
Another big screwback break. Oh. And Robbo says, thanks for the reds.
Problem is here, he's got an opener red, but he's going away now for the two reds at the top of the table. He needs to get back to them quite quickly.
Well, he may play the ball along the rail first.
Nah, too risky. He can easily come up for these two. He might even just opt to land on them last.
I don't know. You play one. A lot of the time when you're playing out, you'll play one big shot of frame, and the rest is easy. And if he plays his ball on the rail first, the rest of it's really easy.
Yeah, I think it's just too risky.
It is on bar 8 tables. I'm not so sure about this table.
So he might take the long one first if he can get down and queue at it, but.
Well, you were right, as usual with your other half.
And that is no good.
No, he's falling out. I'm surprised he actually plopped that. I thought he would have taken the ball bottom left first.
I wonder if he can play the red off the yellow here. And recover.
Yeah, you just don't want to push that red up table and block to the left corner for the ball on the cushion. Like you'd be stiff to do it, but it's a chance to happen.
The red in the middle of the table. Surely you can take that off the yellow.
Yeah, and it sends the yellow up the table is what I'm saying.
That's fine, you're potting out anyway. Now, the yellow should only move maybe half a foot, if that, 4 or 5 inches.
Really?
He's not going to hit it hard. He's just going to roll up to the red. No, that's a good recovery shot if he's on it.
I don't think he is. It's actually, you know what, if he's actually not on this red, it's actually a bad shot because he's played a difficult shot.
He's just trying to find out a way that he can play this next red and get nicely up in between those two balls at the top. So
yeah, but I have to believe that he's not on this clean. I think he's going to have to play with the touchy side just a little bit to get around the red. We'll find out in a sec. Yeah, so he's just. I think he's just bending it a touch. Oh no, he had plenty at it. So you reckon he sneaks in between these gaps here, or to the left side of the table?
I think he's going to try for the gap So pretty much where that 8 is, and that, yeah, the top of your table there, between the 8 and the 1, he wants to land right. He wants to land right there. Oh no, sorry, he's cutting it in.
Well,
I thought he was going to the top.
That's perfect.
Yeah, I thought he was going to the top.
That's
Only because at that angle didn't even look on.
No, it didn't. That's just a really good shot.
That is a really good shot. That was a natural path too.
It was. He didn't have to do anything in the end.
That's why he's pretty much taking his time on that ball. So make sure you knock this in and not roll it, because it could roll out. It's in. It's a good shot.
And won't miss this. We'll take an 8-3 lead. Press the button, Dan.
And this is it's been a good out, this one. It's good out.
Oh, Dan's weak. He tried to pretend to click it. So apparently, according to Nick Young, Robbo just wins. I think that saying might kick on. I think it might catch on, that saying. I think I'll come up with something there. Just win.
Couldn't see that here. I thought you were taking it to the top. Couldn't see that here. I thought you were taking it to the top. Didn't even know that it existed. Yeah.
And once again, thank you to our sponsors for this tournament.
Which has been all of us.
Not sure how many hits Pool Stat got, but I would imagine it would have been a few.
Oh no, 2-0.
What's going on here?
Mark just saying to the umpire that I did a master break, so you better put that down.
I actually, for the whole tournament, I forgot to put out every master break except for one. Not that there was heaps of them, but I only remembered one of them.
So 2.
Yeah, maybe 2, yeah.
Oh, has he got a ball? Yes, he's got a red.
See that, Mick? That was a screwback break. Just saying. He goes, I don't do reds, I'll do yellows. Good chance for Johl to respond here because these are very gettable.
Yeah, he wants to get on his top right ball straight away. And that clears the path for the next yellow. So I don't think he'll screw into the yellow and knock it out, because it's potable anyway, so.
I think you're right. I think it'd be crazy to do that.
Yeah. I think he might try and get to the other side of the table now.
Yeah, just try and land on the other one near the cushion. Or may actually leave the ball on the cushion till last now, you know, Mick, because the way I've just seen this path, you pot the ball on the left-hand side of the table, just stun it, and then you've got the ball into the right middle to come down for this other ball that's between black and red at the bottom of the table.
He's going to probably leave these 2 at the top, possibly, because he's actually got a nice angle now to play the 1 at the bottom left.
That's what I've just said.
Oh, did you? I wasn't listening. I was, but I wasn't paying attention.
Nah, he's played this shot well.
He needs angle here. Needs angle.
Yeah, he's good. He's perfect.
Whoa.
Oh, he's not perfect.
Yeah, he really wanted a bit of angle there to get back out towards sort of the centre of the table.
I think he's got some angle, but he has to force it a bit, I think.
Do you think he plays the top with a bit of top left, or he just punches it out?
I think he can punch it out.
Just don't want it to spit.
Yeah, he's just got up. He's like, how much of this do I have to, how well do I have to hit this, and how much can I get out?
Yeah. I think the safest option is just time it well and just play with it top left, bit of top left, and then create the angle and come out that way rather than punch it in.
You wouldn't need much left-hand side on it either, though, if you hit it with top. Because the white's going to throw a bit.
He's just going to stun this out.
He's playing your shot, I think. He's just dropped it in. Talk about confidence in your ability. So
One
just take
reason-
a long ball.
Yeah, I think the thing is you guarantee yourself a shot, but it's a hard shot. So take a little bit more risk on that last shot and get a bit nicer. And it sort of works. It works both ways.
Have you ever been playing pool on like a league night, and next year might be like a Division 8 table or something?
Division 8?
Yeah, like just whatever, like a low division,
Yeah.
you know, like not high caliber player, and
That's a great
they'll
shot.
they'll play a shot like that, and they just get no position.
Yeah.
They'll just pot a ball, and you,
Yeah,
and
all
you
the
sit
time.
there and you think, why don't you just like run through and just get some position?
Do you know why?
Well, they don't think of it.
Well, they don't know, but they're not thinking 7 balls ahead, 8 balls ahead. They're thinking 1 ball, 2 ball ahead, and that's it.
That's right.
So,
But
it's a learning curve.
It's frustrating to watch though, because to me, obviously been playing a long time, but it just seems obvious to do that.
Yeah. Well, that's why you're solid with the 12 state teams.
That's why I just win.
That's why you just win. There's a good reply by Johl here.
No more state teams for Jay Stevens.
You're having another year off, coming back.
Having another year off, right?
I think you should try out again.
I'm playing the singles, not the teams.
Singles is over, mate.
Yeah, next year.
You're playing the teams.
It's the only one way I'm going to try for the teams, and I'm not going to discuss that on open mic. It's too political, Mick. We don't get into politics on CueballTV unless it's about Tasmania. And then we just unleash on Sarge because he loves to get stuck into me after I say it. G'day, Sarge, if you're watching.
Tell you what, I've got small hands, but I beat Johl. My hands are bigger than Johl.
You beat Johl in hand department, do you? Good on you, man. That's a huge feat.
That's
Sorry, a huge hand, not a feat.
yeah.
I don't know what
can't
I can't
bridge over balls properly.
He doesn't seem to have any problems with it though. What goes on there?
It's just better
You
play.
can't bridge over balls. How do you reckon I go?
Oh, we had this conversation before, didn't we? You got bendy fingers.
Fat knuckles, just no
Oh my
good.
God! Look at what you can do.
They're no good for pool. Good for other things, just not pool.
As far as I can go.
Another big break. Well, this is an interesting little break, isn't it? I'll just get a little Southern Cross of reds going there, and I know what you're doing, Mick. You're making shapes with the balls, aren't you? I'm trying to make animals and things out of them.
I am now that you said that. And I see.
I'm not seeing a lot with this one, I've got to be honest.
Actually, there's a Southern Cross with the yellows. Is that what you're talking about?
No, with the 2 reds, just missing 1 red. It needs to be 5.
But if you look at the bottom yellows now, you can sort of see the Southern Cross sideways.
You are really reaching out there, aren't you? That's a big call, that one. Anyway, back to it. Robbo says
straight.
yellows.
And he's straight.
Yeah, anything but straight there, no matter how little the angle was, it would have been fine.
So maybe forget this now and let's just concentrate on the bottom end of the table.
You know, if he actually screws back to the right side of the table and just plays a little delicate shot on the ball over the bottom right, just get himself the ball in the middle, just go back up the table for that dodgy ball. Maybe he can pinch. Oh, there you go, he could.
Oh, shot Ben.
Shot Ben.
Wasn't Ben's match something like, you know, when you've been in a weird headspace and you're up and down, up and down, up and down, like that's probably the most I've ever seen Ben go up and down or fluctuate in between sort of.
Yeah, he had a lot of
good
emotion.
bad, good bad, yeah. Sort of riding.
Ooh, I had a second thought.
Now, does the yellow pass the black if Mark? No chance.
All I do is I just pop this ball over the corner. One in the middle, run through. Ball over the left corner, and the ball on the right is last. With left hand side. But this can go wrong.
You're saying stun this ball in and then play this yellow to the centre?
Yep.
Follow through?
Yep.
Or you play the one in the centre and then drift down the table.
Oh, and get on the ball on the cushion first.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you can... Yeah, actually, you're right. You create that angle to stun between the gap.
Well, maybe even come across so you can play the yellow at the bottom of your table to the bottom right and try and sit it in or over and then come up for your last yellow.
Or just play this shot instead.
Is he going to do a soft stun into it?
Try to hold the white too much. I actually don't like that option, I've decided. I mean, he's looking pretty good still. I just didn't like the option. Very percentage option, that. But if, let's say he pots that, what's his next ball after this ball on the cushion? Or does he just stick it over the hole?
Just have to stick it over the hole. Doesn't really have much of an option. I don't think he's got any angle there.
If I'm Johl here, I'm probably just trying to put a red in the way of the black, or you know, in between the yellows, just make it tougher. Maybe even push the yellow to the cushion with the two reds there. Well, that went to the corner. It's a good shot. Tell you what, I reckon that's actually drifted a bit on him. I call drift when it does that, because it does do these ones. It does the U-turny thingy. But floats, just go straight. Just float down, float up, float left, float right, drift out, drift in. See where I'm coming from?
Yeah, your butt, because you're talking caca.
I don't think you can pick up what I'm putting down, catch what I'm throwing, or butter what I'm toasting.
Did you practice that saying?
That just came out really good then, actually, didn't it? There was actually one on the plane, Nick. I said, I'm going to use that. What was it? It was a ripper.
Something about Xbox.
That's right. Yes, I remember now. I'm going to use it later on.
What is it? Is it
You can use it right now, but I don't want to waste it because it's a really good saying. But I might as well now that you've just G'd it all up. But basically, this out here on Reds, I get this on the Xbox.
So what are we doing here, Jamie? We sort of just opening these balls up a little bit, or?
I think maybe you might just push this yellow over the hole as well. You know what? If it goes in,
you're in trouble.
No, you're not in trouble because you'll have the plant to the right side.
And then,
as long as you're not on the cushion with the white, you can just stun it, jack up a touch stun, put the yellow in the middle.
It's too hard to tell what's going to happen over that distance, so I'd probably leave it alone. What do you think about putting the ball over the pocket?
What if it goes in though? That's what I'm saying.
As in putting the ball over the pocket? No,
the one at the bottom?
No, the red ball. Give him two.
No, I don't like it.
He can work himself back in on it.
Yeah, that's a horrible idea, Mick. Sorry, but that's your worst decision so far.
I was just giving you a decision. Good shot.
Yeah, that's a good shot. The only reason I don't like it is this red that's in the middle. You can bring it down here, disturb.
It's a stupid shot.
Well said.
I just said.
But you could play that one on the Xbox.
Ever played like snooker and stuff on the PlayStation, Xbox and all that? You can like screw back from the bulk line just anywhere
I used to
you
play
want.
Jimmy White's Warwick snooker on the Amiga. That's how nerdy I am.
Wow.
Back in the day. And you could save the game after every shot. So I used to just save the game. If I missed, just reload. And it took me about, 3 days to make a 147.
Made a Scotchy's 147 on PlayStation 3. Robbo and I in Canberra, and we were waiting for our teams match, and we decided, just bored, and decided to play snooker in just one frame. And it took us about 25 minutes, half an hour, And yeah,
He scored 15 points and Mark scored 130.
Here's the reason, Mick, I didn't like the ball going over the hole. Joel's about to turn his frame around a little bit.
yeah, but in one visit, yeah. So
I'm just going to pop the yellow with the red.
I don't think the red will stay there.
I think you're wrong. I'm just wondering.
Mark can do something.
So option is to flick off the right hand side of the yellow with some side and come into the other yellow off the side cushion.
Or you could play
Black
the
and
bottom
yellow.
left yellow. But I don't mind this.
I don't like it. Oh no, he's playing the shot. That
Is he
Nick
doing it with the white?
He's playing the shot that I said that
Or
Nick
the yellow?
said. He's doing it with the white.
Maybe just hit the black, because the yellow goes under the red.
Yeah, that's what I said. Black's not a bad option
Yeah,
either.
that's it. Good shot.
Well, that couldn't have worked out actually much better.
What are they all been tactical battles? Has there been any put-outs?
No, no pot outs, Rusty.
The last 3 balls.
Yellows.
Goes under it, eh?
Yep.
I don't think he'll do anything fancier. I think he'll just dribble it in and play for the yellow in the middle.
Well, you probably have to play this a bit hard.
That in, put that in the middle and then.
Yeah, that's a good option. If you roll it in, you might nudge the red over and the black won't go. So
If you can do that, that is actually sick. Yeah, that's if he's got too much angle, he stuns up. Yeah.
that's a good shot. That's a really good shot.
Off centre, and roll it on black. Make sure you don't put 2 or 1 in.
Yeah, it's a touch dodgy, but I think he'll play it and come off the back rail and back out. Doesn't want to
Yeah.
pop both at once though.
Just like that.
Well, he's held it well.
So, barring the roof falling down, this is going to be 9-4.
Oh my God! Look at the roof.
You'd be going there.
9-4 Robbo, and he's just edging closer to a top 3 spot.
Is the how long is this place, mate?
When they get to 11.
Straight after?
It's supposed to be 3:30, so yeah, straight up and now, yeah, 10 minutes. So
We're going to be out here shortly.
do the cameras and stuff.
So there's just been a query on the chat about what Mick said about thinking 7 balls ahead. So
Let me guess, by what kind of player?
the snooker player.
Well, was okay.
Just asking the question. Yeah,
Yep.
and the answer is yes. We do think 7 balls ahead at the start of the frame. So what happens is you break, if you pot a ball, you are mapping your entire pot out from before you even strike the first shot. And if you don't get the desired outcome of how you mapped it out, then you obviously need to take time and then remap the out, but you're still mapping it from start to
Yeah.
finish.
So just quickly now, Mark's looking at the table here and going, okay, I like reds, I haven't got a yellow. All the balls are there. So yes, you can pop the one over the pocket, extract the one on the rail, or you can play the opposite one in the right centre. But then you've still got to get that one off the rail. So
Do you like red or yellow?
I like reds.
so,
Cool, Jay.
Thanks, mate.
so Mark hasn't.
Maybe,
hasn't come
maybe
back
when I'm
far
actually at the
enough.
table, I like yellows, and that's why I'm not winning.
Yeah, so Mark hasn't come back far enough there.
So once again, now you just take time, a bit of re-evaluation required. I mean, don't get me wrong. Sometimes a player will map out maybe only 3 or 4 shots ahead if there's a split table. And what I mean by a split table is you've got half your balls at one end of the table, half your balls at the other end of the table, but they're all on. And so you just think, well, I'm going to clear this end of the table, and the final ball before I've got to move down the other end of the table, I'm going to stop, and then I'm going to think about how I'm going to map that part of the out. So sometimes you can split it up a bit.
That's the easiest way. I reckon that's the best way. I just look at 2 balls, the last 2 balls you want to play. Look on your back.
I don't know if you're serious or not, Rusty. So I'm just going to say anything.
So what Rusty's saying is he only looks at the last 2 balls before the black. The rest of it he just makes up as he goes along.
Yes, I just play it as his ball.
And that's a bad shot. And it's once again, it's re-evaluation time.
Do you think you play a double now? Just get on with it? Rusty just play a quick double here or just run this one down the rail?
Rusty smashes his double and screws off 3 and lands fat.
Yeah. I'd say double.
I'll say cut too, because it's
with
more
double,
achievable.
Well, you don't know where the white's going. With the double, you know you're going to land on your next red.
Well, you can. It's a fairly thin cut, so you can kind of control the white a little.
Fairly thin cut, you can control the white. You're kidding?
I'm not kidding.
That white is going to come across the table and bounce into his yellows.
Yeah, but as long as you can, there's a huge area you can land in at the bottom end of the table here.
I don't know. Maybe he can cut it down. I don't know.
But you're right again. But he's always the way he plays. It's always about covering a ball if he misses the double or whatever. So he's just made it awkward for Johl again. Every time Joel's come to the table after Robbo's broken, he hasn't cleared. He's always got not an easy out or really problem balls, and Robbo's balls are all on.
Very rare when you see Marc play and leave the table, whether he's missed or not. You won't see your opponent rolling 3 balls then win.
Yeah, the only time that happens is if it's just a genuine chop up.
That's right.
Oh, he's got a little kick there, I reckon. I reckon he just got a little kick there. Robbo's just looked at me in disgust and said, "There's no kick there, you imbecile. He just played it terrible."
Yeah, well, they can see him in the background there. So you can...
His look of disgust.
At 9-4, you can go and show him that.
We're going to replay that. There was no kick there, Jamie, you idiot. So the shake, I can actually tell you what the shake of the head meant in words. It meant
What do you mean?
It meant you're an idiot. There was no kick there. It was just a crap shot. That's basically what that shake of the head meant. Very, very harsh, Robbo.
That's a man who's 9-4 up.
Johl is really struggling here to sort of get in the frame.
Yeah, he plays a good shot, and then he's got to play another really big shot.
I tell you what, he's actually got a really good angle here now to maybe, come up between the black and the yellows.
Get behind him.
Yeah. Even if he just lands just past the black, he's got options to hit the yellow in the corner and screw up the other yellow.
Yeah, as long as you don't go in off here, that's the only thing. Don't fall too short, don't go in off.
Aim for the black. Aim for the black.
And then played it well. And he's landed sort of in between the angle that you want to get back down their table for the other ball.
This is it.
You've got to play the inside ball first.
Can you roll the inside one in?
Well, he's just not listening to us, is he? This is why he's making it out hard for himself. He's just not listening to us.
I don't like that.
He's trying to create angle. Like he's trying to make it straight. Missed the pot.
Well,
shot from a man 9-4 down. So here's the difference. Robbo's mapping this perfect. Rusty's already pot 3 balls.
So he wants to land pretty much where his hand is now, just a bit past it.
No, he's actually okay. I think he was. I think he was playing for the middle one, but
No, he wasn't. No, he was playing. Yeah.
not a chance in hell was he playing for that, Mick.
Get off him.
So wants to screw back and land fairly straight on this red. Rusty says roll through. I say screw back.
I really do think.
Actually, it looks straight and it's not.
I really do think he was playing for this one.
No, not a chance.
Michael, please. Enough of this already.
There's too much support for one person. He's on it anyway. Just got to stun across. Good shot.
See?
Next minute.
So what's the chance? What's the go here where he'll roll this in, get a kick, have
No,
too much
he
angle
won't even
now?
roll it. He'll stun it. He'll force the
No, he
white.
wants to come forward more.
Yeah, he'll force the white forward.
Yeah, but he'll get a kick now and
No,
it'll stop
I don't
there.
think he'll run. I think he'll punch this a little. Oh no, he's playing the
No,
run.
you got to roll forward. Yeah.
There's no kick. What are you talking about, kick? This is the shot you get the kick. I don't know why, but for a split second I thought he missed that.
He's sped up a bit now.
So it was rolling black in the middle, wasn't it?
Good black.
Oh.
Just went in. And Scary, unbiased, completely taps the table.
That wasn't me. That was Nick. 10-4 captain.
So Robbo would appear just wins.
Dan, if you ask him this time, don't turn the camera off.
Mark's got to re-rack the balls because the Reds aren't at the front.
Oh, serious?
Very, very silly rule.
Did the umpire actually just tell him to do that?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Already.
Who'd she fight? Who'd she fight? Oh, so. 140 catch weight.
Just for strikes?
No, stupid. Either ball in, like the strikes weren't as flush and clean as they are. She's a bloke. She is. She looks like a bloke.
So what do you do now, Jamie? 10-4 down.
You just win.
You just win.
As you see sometimes when someone's on the hill, or like your opponent's on the hill, sometimes you can actually relax a little bit because you just think, well, you know what, got nothing to lose now. And you start to free flow a little bit sometimes.
And the other guy can probably go for a few dodgy outs to try and get himself over the line, and that's when you can get back those frames as well.
Yep.
So
It's a good shot there from Johl. I think he'll play for the ball over closest to the pocket on the left side of the table next.
I think he'll screw back to play the one in the centre. Or are you going to leave the centre one till last?
Oh, so the shot you say has merit actually because you don't really want to have to land fat on it last. But I think this problem ball is the bottom area. He's going to run through. Well, actually, it looks like he's got a perfect angle stunning it. He has. There's a. Yep.
Yeah, so Rossi's just saying he might be able to come out for the red in the middle now. And
That's
he's done
exactly
that.
what he's done. Overhit it by a fair bit,
Still
but he's okay.
though. He'll come up and down the table. And
Yeah,
anywhere in the centre of the table here is perfect.
Yeah, anywhere from balk line up. And that's
It's perfect. So now he'll just stun this in, and then play the right red just off one rail and down towards the centre of the table. Or not.
okay. That surprises me as well. Actually, I thought it looked obvious to me, but I think now he's worked out.
He's looking for problems now.
No, you
In a
know
way,
what?
like-
On the screen, it actually looks really easy, but if you look at the table, it's kind of up a bit, and it's a bit thinner than what you think, so you've got to bring it back a touch.
Oh, he's snookered himself.
Oh, that's a bad shot. What's wrong with just bringing it back an inch and just giving yourself the cut, you know.
This,
Even if it's in, you can at least drag it and still hold the white. I guess so. If he comes up a touch more, he's got a really perfect angle as well. But good shot, but now he's faced with a very, very large black at 10-4 down. Not the kind of shot I want to play at 10-4 down.
Does he make it?
I want to say he does.
Yeah, I'll back it in.
Good cubist.
Same haircut.
Yep. I was expecting me to be a bit harder than that, but that is great cueing. And no one's even clapped that because no one's seen it. Robbo's just said, I'm going to do a Ben Noonan quickly after that black.
All right, I'm going to earn a bit of a break too.
That's my wallet. So Joel just keeping himself alive, 10-5. All right, Robbo's back. Joel to break. Big break. Didn't play the screw back break though. Nick played the stun back break. Got to play the screw back break. Can't emphasise it enough. I've only said it about 27,000 times in the last 4 hours. I sense already this could be the end of the match. You do have these two balls at the bottom. They look right in the middle of the table, look really easy, but there's just a semicircle of yellows just making them a little tricky. And once again, I've just heard on the sidelines, very disturbing comment. There'll be 3 rangers out of 3 people left in the tournament if Robbo gets his frame. And that is a real worry for Australian 8-ball. But I think there's a similar situation at big guns as well. So what we, oh wow, that is actually a very bad error from Robbo there. So what we've learnt about Australian 8-ball is that if you want to win, you have to be a ranger or be Ben Noonan or Jake McCartney. Otherwise, don't bother. Well, this chance that Joel's been given, I'm sure he didn't expect at least as early as he got it in this frame if he was going to get a chance. And that looks very nice. I think he's got a good angle here just to stun across for his other ball near the cushion. He doesn't want to be straight on it though. He wants angled so he can stun back out centre table. And I think the problem ball's starting to become this one that's on the right-hand side in the ball area. Just because it's on its lonesome, you've got to get the white ball back out for another yellow. So I think that's 2 straight. He's going to have to really force this out, I think. It looks just off straight on the camera, which means it's probably a little less straighter than that. May just opt to try and get to centre table as well and play that other yellow that's on the right hand side of the table in the balk area. I think he's going to give this a bit. Yeah, he had to force the absolute hell out of that, and he still couldn't come up far enough for it. And he's definitely played for that ball in the balk area. It's a tough shot, that. But he still has another option, bottom left. Just looking at this angle as well, it doesn't look like a friendly one to just slide past the yellow near the black and be on it. Looks like he's sort of more going into it. And Pikey's just rolled Sean Budd in the plate comp. So I think Joel's trying to work out, yes, this ball's easy, I can get on the ball in the middle easy, but how do I actually get on this last yellow? I think the answer is to try and get an angle where you can stun in between the the black and the red to the left of the black. But he says, no, I'm going to get a cannon and chop up. No, there was no love there. It was probably a bit harsh, but I just felt he could have kept that simple. I think if Robbo had played that, he would have kept it simple. He didn't. I like flicking off this and trying to come the right side of the table behind the other yellow. Well, that shot, that is played absolutely perfectly. I've called that shot. I don't know that I'd have executed it that well though. I'd have left the ball over the left middle there, just clean on. It's kept him alive in it. When he was in a position where he looked like he couldn't win the match a couple of seconds ago, and now. Say again? Yeah, I do. Robbo's playing for the swerve of the ball over the hole. Ooh, it was a total anyway, so no foul. No, it was a total, wasn't it? This is the shot that Joel's got here. Is the angle's just a little tricky. He's got to play a good controlled shot again. Pick the gap. Pick the gap beautifully. Excellent shot. And Mick returns to commentary after just seeing that your other half just chopped up.
No, I didn't see that.
You didn't see the missed ball though.
No, I didn't see that either.
Missed a really simple ball in the start of the frame to make this frame carry on.
As far as I know, Joel broke and potted out.
It wasn't the case, but he's still alive and just niggling away at Robbo's 10-5 scoreline now to be 10-6. Provided this goes in, I don't see him missing, especially after the last Blackie pot.
No pressure on the last pot.
Straight in the guts of the pocket.
10 sucks.
I still have the same theory though with someone that's of such quality being on the hill that he's still got at least 2 to 3 breaks, and you'd think maybe he's a good chance to run one of them.
Do you have a preference, Rusty, on who you... I know it's each to their own, but I know you...
In all honesty, I think they're both good players, so they can both beat them.
Yeah. So he's not fast.
I want Rob and Johl because they've got more chance. I want to stay in the frames that way.
Alright.
You know what I mean? Mark can blow you off the map as well.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, if he does come back and win 11-6, it'll be one of the sickest comebacks we've seen in a big tournament like this.
Yeah, and I'll have to put up with it, so...
Rusty's just called match over, but he didn't see the last break, where it should have been match over. Well, Joel's just stood up and sort of I think he thinks the same thing. I think he feels that he's in trouble. This is what I'm talking about. You know, you've got someone that breaks as well as this, and they're on the hill and they've got at least 2 more breaks after this one. You've just got to think that he's going to run maybe one of them.
Does he take the risk now and knock this in and screw back past the other one?
Why not just run this in? Like, I think he's got enough angle. He's got enough angle to get out and play the one that's 2 balls up. It's on the balk line into the opposite corner. I don't think it goes. I think the angle he's got to play off the side cushion, play for that one in the corner. Maybe he can get on the middle. No, I'm saying to play. I'm saying this one, the one on the balk line.
Just looking to roll through now and land down near the middle of the table.
Yeah, he's played the shot off. Well, he's gone the middle like Rusty said as well.
So, probably...
You know what? I'm just looking at this out. This is actually still sort of tricky because they don't link it together really well yet.
I think what he's going to do now is play the one in the centre and roll forward a few inches, and then play the one at the top of your table again, and then stun across for the other one on the top of the table, and then come back down.
So you think he's not going to leave them to the end of the frame where the black is?
Well, he might have to because they link that way in a way, unless he Yeah. So now he's going to stun across.
Yeah, he's doing the way you said, Mick.
Yeah.
The biggest key here is getting fairly straight on the bottom ball and just off straight on the one in the middle.
The one in the middle is leaving till last.
Yeah. So, but if you're going to leave it till last, you don't want to have some stupid angle on the bottom ball. So you want to be fairly straight on it, so you can just play the stun shot.
This is key. This is a key for this shot, and that is perfect.
Yeah, that is perfect.
So now we can play this with a bit of top, come off one rail, and then down to where he's pointing at now. Yeah. Yeah. So he doesn't, as Rossi said, doesn't want to be on the bottom rail, just wants to be down where he pointed his cue. So this is it. This is pretty much the black ball.
That's still like no. I think that's still okay.
No, I think he has to play this one.
Well, you can use the yellow to hold the white.
Just double kiss on the yellow. I'm up now.
Just wondering if Robbo thinks that he can cut it in, use the yellow thin, and just take the white ball straight off the back rail again and back up a bit.
I'd be sort of just bottom left, a bit of drag, and just try and double kiss the yellow.
Got to be careful you actually reach the pocket with the object ball when you do this. See, that happens so often. He was very close to missing that. No, he's okay.
No, he's fine. Oh, no.
No. The angle's the problem, yeah. I think if you just drop it in and just give yourself a thin cut.
Yeah.
I mean, that black's probably an inch off the rail,
Yeah,
so it's
what
not...
if he runs into the yellow here? If he runs into the yellow where his hand was?
I don't think he can. I
Yeah.
think he slides past it.
Well, then if he can slide past it, he's on the black.
Putting the black to the other corner.
Now the black's off the rail. The black's
Yeah,
off
it's
the
an
rail.
inch off the rail,
If,
so
if he can roll this in, I think he's fine.
it's just about this pot now. Oh, no,
Tell you
Rusty's
what,
called that
Rusty's
spot
right.
on.
Rusty.
Wow,
is,
that's a good call from Rusty there.
I don't know whether.
Sits me down right.
Rusty just says he hates being right. We may have to get him to commentate a bit more because he seems to never be wrong. He's the opposite of me. We'd have that many arguments. And then I'd have to always keep apologising for being wrong.
So he just wants this obviously in, but
And that is in.
good frame, good match.
And although it wasn't conventional at the end, he has done the business and has finished 11-6. He will now play Rusty in the final 3. And we'll be back probably, I'm going to guess, 10 to 15 minutes for that match.